seekers who try to present themselves at the port of entry. You know what you're doing. You know you turn people away. You complain that they are breaking the law by entering illegally. You are breaking the law, and you are forcing them to break the law. That's why we have caravans.
All right, that's assuming that everyone in this caravan, 100 strong, they're all seeking asylum and they were all abused elsewhere. Others cynically look at this and say, well, wait a minute, that can't be. Mexico just let you waltz right through to the border, and that's where we are right now. Hector Garza is vice president of the National Border Patrol Council. She more or less put the onus on guys like you, that you're the one screwing up, not paying attention to the law, not those trying to, whatever reason, are forcing their way in this country to be above it.
Yeah, that's correct, Neil. As agents, we're out there doing our job as best as we can, and we're out there to enforce the laws that Congress passed. Luckily, these people are going through the port of entry and asking for these asylum claims, and they're going to have to wait while their claims get adjudicated by the judges. I think what's important, Neil, is that now our government has to send these judges to the border so that these claims can be adjudicated quickly, and these people can either be given asylum or that they be deported back to their countries. That's what we're going to have to do.
Hector, it might be a guess on your part, but you deal with this and have dealt in the past with this sort of thing. How many of these do you think are legitimate asylum cases? The vast majority don't even come from Mexico, many from Honduras. They're seeking a refuge in that country after the election, I guess. That's the argument, that they want protection and security. So how many would fit that bill, needing and deserving of asylum?
Well, what we do as agents is that we process these aliens when we catch them on the border when they're crossing illegally. And what we find is that many times the claims that they're making are not legitimate claims. One of the claims that they're making is that they're looking for better jobs to make better money. There's also times that they talk about that there's a lot of gangs in their country, but the same thing can be set up at the United States. There's a lot of gangs in the United States as well. And many times these aliens go to these areas where they are victimized. Now, something you have to keep in mind, Neil, is that the economic conditions in these countries in Central America have not changed. But what does change is the number of people that come from these countries. And it all depends on the rhetoric, and it depends on catch and release, and it depends on what's happening on the U.S. border. So that's where you see the kind of difference of the people that are coming here to the United States. You see these sort of waves that come depending on what's happening in the United States.
Well, you know, Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General, says this is a deliberate attempt to undermine our laws and overwhelm our system, that we just don't have the manpower to deal with wave after wave of this. And you know, you set a court date, you make an agreement for someone to return to court to deal with these issues. They're in the country. Now, we're saying that Mexico should be keeping a good many of these until it is resolved. How likely is that?
Well, it's going to be up to the United States government on what they're going to want to do. As of right now, the U.S. government is doing the right thing. They're only allowing enough people as our resources can take up. So, but like we said in the past, Neil, these are organized efforts by different people that are bringing these people into the United States. They want to overwhelm our resources. As you can see right now, our CBP officers at the San Isidro Port of Entry are being overwhelmed. What you're going to see next is that they're going to be overwhelming our Border Patrol agents as well. So it's just an organized effort by these different groups. And like I've said in the past, drug cartels are involved in these type of organized smuggling activities.